Yow, 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 yow. Hello. It is day 91. I was gonna say losing 80 pounds day 91, but it's almost comical to call this losing 80 pounds day 91. Now it is still the goal, and it is going to happen. But I haven't done anything related to weight loss in like fucking 4 weeks. Um, there's a lot going on. I'm doing well today. Um, really just got home, just started to take a breath. Um, I have, very tragically, very little time left to me until my wife gets back. So very little time to I had planned to go into to fifth gear and rock out and nail all my productivity as hard as I could for 5 weeks, and didn't happen on any level. Didn't happen on any level. Um, it was a couple days where I was just getting used to a new work situation, and then there was about a week and a half where I thought I killed my cat. There was something else in there, I'm sure. So time has kind of melted away, and I've done nothing but fail. I haven't backslid at all. I wouldn't go that far. Um, I have drank a couple times for the first time in like 6 months. I'm not too worried about that. That's probably going to be an extreme rarity. Um, Usually, alcohol isn't something that really tempts me unless I'm like super, super fucking bored. And if I have a lot going on, it's very hard for me to drink. I become too, I'm not good at drinking and doing other things, if that makes sense. I don't drink and do this. I don't drink and I'm not a functioning drinker. I could do those things, but when I drink, I don't want to do anything, if that makes sense. I want to drink more. So it's just not conducive to like a productive lifestyle, and it's not as titillating. Alcohol is not as titillating to me as like a chocolate croissant. Spoken like a true fat guy. I mean, it's. I swear to God, it's true. Um, why my eyes glassy today? What do you think? Is it because I drank yesterday? God, I look like I'm fucking dying. Um, so yeah, I'm behind, and I do feel not very good about that. And I have been thinking about like ways to rapidly increase the pace. I know I briefly mentioned this yesterday. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm not gonna. I'm probably still gonna do 1,600 calories, not 1,200. I'm not gonna go down. I know I shouldn't. I know it would be foolish to do so. 1,600 calories is still quite low if for someone that's presumably as active as I usually am. I miss lifting. I'm a little nervous. I know that shit comes right back to you. I'll probably be weak for I'll be weaker for a week and then just be back where I was, or maybe 2 weeks, and that's fine. One of the benefits of lifting and lifting on and off your whole life, you do have muscle memory is real. Um, I am trying to think about what else it is I even have time to do. I have 7, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 19 days before my wife gets home. So, what can I get done in 19 days? Just under 3 weeks? Not much, man. Not much is going to be able to get done. I can only do everything in my power to get myself on track as firmly as possible. But as far as doing anything crazy, unfortunately, there's just not a lot of time to it, tragically. But, my whether or not my wife is home shouldn't, it shouldn't preclude me from being able to operate at a high level. It's just easier to focus on yourself when no one else is around. That's all. Um, so I'll have to make the best use of these next 18, 19 days that I can. Um, I'm trying to resist, like I said, going hard and like trying to totally go in the opposite direction that I've been going recently. It's a very common thing to want to do, but it's also how slingshotting happens. You backslide a little and then you go crazy, and then you backslide a lot and then you go crazy. So I want to refrain from doing that as well. So I think that realistically, what I should do is, as far as like what I should set for myself as a goal for this coming week, for example, tomorrow's Monday, is get 3 lifts in. If I'm feeling motivated, I'll get a run in or 2 runs in. I like running to an extent. I always feel very good after a run. I don't like the act of running. I find it impossibly boring. I actually trained for a marathon once a few years ago, and I got like halfway through the training where I was running um, I was running like a half marathon or so, but very slow. Don't like running. And I realized that it was so goddamn boring, and it took so long to train, like to practice long runs. I was like, I don't want to spend my time doing this. I hate this, so I just stopped. You know, another one of my many failures. Also, so I get the lifts. I get a run or two in if I can. I don't force that. I just the bar is really the lifts. 1,600 calories a day, every day. Another good standard. It's so funny. Even now I'm still thinking to drop down to 1,200. I really shouldn't. I won't. I won't. It's just 1,200 has always been kind of a magic number for me. Like every time I've lost a lot of weight, it's always been on 1,200 calories because 1,200 is just so low if you're active the way I'm active. It's like a magic number. I know it works, but the problem is I'm just too heavy. I don't want to go that low yet because then it's like there's not a lot of room there. You're at the floor. I'm not gonna eat 1,000 calories a day. I'm not a fucking hamster. So it's like at a certain point, I don't want to go that low yet. But it's an internal debate. I always have the moment I feel like I want to catch up or go faster or I'm getting impatient. I go just eat less, because I can eat less. I will inevitably slingshot, right? But I can go, a month, 2 months, 3 months if I have to. Um, so I'm resisting that urge to eat that low. So yeah, 3 lifts, 600 calories. Get all the lifts on camera. I want to weigh myself every day. I'm also a little bit nervous about weighing myself on Monday. I just don't feel like being put into a worse mood. Um, we'll see how I feel when I weigh myself, I suppose. Um, but that's it. I'm gonna let this first week. I'm gonna try not to tell myself I'm gonna go, fucking Vin Diesel triple X sicko mode. I'm just gonna try to get back to like taking care of myself the way I'm supposed to, losing weight the appropriate way, because this is starting to take too long, right? And granted, I've had a lot of setbacks the past month, and I've managed to have those setbacks without gaining weight back, right? Which is all I can ask for. But setbacks are still setbacks, and I don't want to make 700 of these videos. I'd like to. I do want to get back into caring about the YouTube channel. Not that I don't care about it, but putting in effort. Clearly, the effort now is very different than it was 2 months ago. I would like to get back to doing that, but I don't want them all to be, losing 80 pounds to X. I'd like to lose the 80 pounds. I'd like to lose 40 pounds. So it's like at a certain point, it's like, hey, buddy, you got to kind of pick up the pace just because it's just not there. I need a more measured approach to all of this, and that is something I'm severely aware of. But I'm giving myself the win of not gaining weight. Um, that's okay. I am still significantly thinner than when I started. At the very least, in terms of the way my clothing fit. I was in the beginning of the year. I was like probably in December. I was like in the high 220s, and now I'm probably in the early 210s, 211, 212. It's not a ton of weight. It's not whatsoever, especially for this amount of time. But I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. Um, but yeah, I'm not too upset about it, but I will get upset if I think about it too much. If I think about the amount of time, I will start to get upset. Um, so that's it. We're gonna return to baseline. I'm gonna try not to push myself over the edge and go nuts and try to lose weight really fast. I'm gonna resist the urges that I know are not good. Although I do want to like get into it. Um, but that's it. I will see you tomorrow for a lift. God willing. I'm sure I've said this before. I was so consistent. So it's just life has just been. This is what happens. This is what real life looks like. I haven't been consistently working the same jobs. My daily life have not been consistent, and personal things in my life have been very inconsistent. If you don't have a consistent life, if like your literal day-to-day life is not consistent, nothing is going to be consistent in that mire. You can grasp onto things and hold them for a period of time, but inevitably it'll fall away and it'll join with the rest of the chaos. So let's build some more consistency, in my life. But thank you again. Dane Anyone, and I will see you tomorrow.